Number 3. It happened during a time of distress in my marriage. Let me preface this with some facts about me. I'm not by any means a writer or a person that really shares stories or anecdotes in the written form. I'm a talker, usually. I also am not or wasn't a believer in the paranormal. After this experience, I believe in something. This is a fairly short story of an experience I had around 3 years ago during a time my wife and I were having issues. No idea if that affected the events or not, but just a weird correlation. I was alone. Kids were put to bed late on a chilly Sunday night in or around October. I had been preparing for the week of work that lay ahead for me, as well as unpacking a lot of stuff from boxes which were then stacked up neatly at the front door of my house. I was trying to do things around the house to impress or please my wife, who had gone to stay with her mother in a neighboring city. We had been having problems for the better part of a year, so I was feeling lonely and depressed and just generally down on myself that weekend. I lived on the corner of one of the main roads in my town at the time. Giant high school right across the street, lots of traffic usually, though it slows down around 11 at night. It's still busy enough that the cops would set up traffic stops from time to time later at night. The other part of the corner I lived on is a dead-end road with 4 houses counting mine. A single guy with an adult son, an elderly single woman, and a couple that doesn't have kids. It's probably pushing 12 a.m. and I'm winding down what I'm working on and thinking about going to bed. Suddenly, I hear a baby crying. My kids are like 6 and 9 at the time, so I go check, and it isn't them. It sounds like it's outside. So I just peek out the door, and I see this misshapen thing pretty far off, sort of shambling up the sidewalk. No more baby sounds. By this point I had stepped all the way outside, and the storm door slammed behind me. As it did, whatever it was turned around. I couldn't get a good view of it, and by the time it started to turn, I had quickly gone back inside. I don't often get freaked out easily, but this did the trick. I closed all windows, blinds, and curtains and grabbed a machete saw thing I had. I stood at my closed front door, freaked out. Then I heard the footsteps come up to my door, only it sounded more like hoof steps or distorted high-heeled steps. I waited a few minutes, maybe 5 or so, after hearing the steps, and then threw open the door, machete in hand. The neat stack of broken-down boxes was knocked over, not only knocked over, but almost fully covering my walkway, as if to muffle the footstep sounds that would have been made upon its exit. There was nothing else, no signs of it. I didn't learn till later of the sounds skinwalkers make, which is what led me here to tell my story. Was it a skinwalker? Are they attracted to loneliness or negative emotions, sadness? Did it try to feed off my fear of thinking it was at my door? For weeks I was scared it would be there when I rounded the corners of my house. That's pretty much it. Thanks for reading if you made it this far. I don't know, that's what I saw, but I thought you all might shed some light on it. Thank you for joining me, and please feel free to give this video a like, as it would mean a great deal to me. I'll be uploading new stories and encounters 4 days a week, so subscribe to stay tuned. I'll be keeping up to date with all of the newest stories and encounters I can find. See you soon, and remember to stay vigilant and stay safe.